The Greater Game is a play that tells the tale of the 41 players and staff from Leyton Orient who signed up en masse to fight in the First World War. I had the pleasure of speaking to writer Michael Head before watching the performance. It must be thrilling to be able to tell the Greater Game story in such a huge year for remembrance.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Everything sort of falling into place. It's been a perfect storm. You know, it's been 100 years since the centenary of the war. We've had football remembers behind us, which obviously has been huge. The support from the club itself has been absolutely top notch. Remembrance Sunday, we had a sellout show. Well, we've sold out the run, but we had a full house. We had buglers in, and then straight from the show, we was over to Waterloo East to do a special commemorance. And Orient was the only club in the country that was given that special. Right is probably not the right word, but everywhere else you had people remembering on Remembrance Sunday playing last post, but Orient done it as a club. And that's a real great honour to be allowed to do that and to be the only club in the country to do that. So it's been, yeah, just been fantastic.
You started the show, but you've written it as well. What was the process like doing that?
It's different. I mean, I normally write stuff that I'm in, so I'm used to that. That's fine. But the stories are normally my stories, so it don't matter if people like it. Great. If they don't like it, nah. This has got a whole new weight of it. When you're playing soldiers and you've got servicemen and you've got people there that have lost a leg or lost an arm and have served, have had people die that stood alongside them, that's a weight. And then as a football side of it, as a Leeds United fan, I'm telling the story to a load of Orient fans, and I've got to make sure I don't mess up their story and I don't get that wrong. So that's another pressure. And then the final pressure is we've had the families down of a lot of the families involved. And again, I'm telling the story of their great granddad, their great uncle, their nearest and dearest. So to have them come down is, again, it's another huge pressure. But to see the flip side of that is with the pressure comes the reward. To see how much the families are moved, to be hugged by soldiers and say that we've got it spot on, to have ex-professional players come down and go, you've got the dressing room scene brilliant, to have Orient fans say how proud they are of this story and what we've done with it. It's so rewarding. It's been a highlight of my career just from the response. And then on top of that, we've had the reviews have been fantastic. So it's very rare everyone's on the same hymn sheet. But whether they're a theatre critic, a football fan, a serviceman, or a football player, they've all really gave us back, you know, so much in terms of how much they've appreciated the show. And that's what theatre's about. You know, not only are we telling this story, it's about entertaining. So it's been lovely that we've been able to do that and hopefully hit home. And as I've always said from the off, give the players and the people involved, you know, in some small way, pay them back and remember them and pay our respects.
You've touched on many of the positives that you get out of this, but of course doing this night after night and with the nature of the piece, it must be quite an emotionally draining thing for the cast.
I think, yeah, some of the cast, I mean, I don't act, I just come on and play me. So it's fairly simple. But no, for some of the cast, it is draining, you know, to go through losing 4 people a night, going through death scenes, it can be. But the flip side of that is we're all so proud of what we're doing and we're all getting such a buzz off the audience that it does make it makes the process easier. So although it can be hard and you're going through a lot emotionally as an actor, the feedback and the payoff, for want of a better word, is so positive and it's so, again, everyone's thinking how they're paying their respects and how proud we are of the project, which makes the emotional strain of the show a lot easier.
You can see in the background, they've got the white jersey with the red chevron. Orient are obviously going to be wearing that, their 4th kit this week. The club really has gone a great distance, this remembrance. Yes,
I remember when this went out first time, the club had different owners that we don't speak of. And it was impossible. You know, we had people like Steve Dixon that were great, but in general, it was just pointless. When now, you know, we were rehearsing at the club, we was allowed to do that. Day one of rehearsals, we've got Kent Teagues coming in. Then they're releasing the kit, a kit that they've been crying out for ages, you know. And finally, this new management have listened and gone, yeah, we need to release this kit. We need to pay our respects and do right by the fans and do right by the club. It's been brilliant to see. And the new kit's also in the play. And we wanted to include that because it's not only about their history, it's about where the club's at now. And it's finally in a place where the owners and the management are going the right way on the football side of it. You know, I'm confident at promotion. But also, they're finally listening. They're in tune with the fans. It's a club again. And, yeah, you know, it's from an outsider, but someone who's been at Orient for years and someone that's close to the club, it's just been beautiful to see.